Hey guys, greetings. How you doing? I hope you are doing well. Welcome to Vinyl TV. If you are new to this channel, and if you are, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much indeed for stopping by. Thank you very much indeed for clicking. Vinyl TV is an educative platform. It's a platform we talk about technology. It's a platform we talk about entrepreneurship. It's a platform we review books. It's a platform we also talk about mental health initiative. We also talk about things that will help our mental well-being, like sports, education, exercise. So today I bought this book online from Amazon. So it's a book club, a book I bought from Amazon and want to read and explain to you. This book is called The Unfair Advantage. Okay, this is a book I bought from amazon.co.uk. The Unfair Advantage: How You Already Have What It Takes to Succeed. This book is from authors ALI and Hassan Kubba, right? So I want to tell you really a bit about this book. These two gentlemen are from UK here, so they talk about, what one need to find actually what his or her self got advantage in him inside and outside. So you need to find out what you got, that make you ahead of others or ahead of your peers. In terms of your business, you need to find out what you have in yourself that give you a little edge from others. It talks about how, talk about money, intelligent location, status, and luck do help in terms of one becoming a successful entrepreneur. It talks about it, from Elon Musk to Oprah. They all have a little bit unfair advantage in them. Some of them, is their location or money or education or status, also luck. So this is basically, you need to find out what is actually in you that give you a little edge towards others. From here it talks about how, let me tell you about the author. The author ALI and Hussein are founders of Fair Advantage, and an entrepreneur training company with social impact in heart. Ash is an award-winning tech entrepreneur, first marketing director of Just Eat. Okay, Just Eat is a company here that deal with food, right? And now the company worth about £4 billion. Hash is a startup strategist and fund advisor. So both of them are passionate about democratizing startup entrepreneur, and both of them spoke at TEDx and startup events. So basically, in terms of this book, right, is really insightful, and it helps someone to understand, it's kind of looking at some of the advantage you got, that will help you. It could be your customer, how you look after your customer from the young time when your business, or when you start your business. It could be a customer base you got. So you need to have the customer to be able to, you need to build your customer to be able to, benefit from them. Also, you need to keep working a lot of hard work. Also, it's also talk about when someone is very tall. If you want to play a basketball, being tall already will give you unfair advantage. That doesn't mean that someone who is average will not play basketball, but being a tall person will give you advantage to play as basketball, right? So this is actually what this book is talking about. It talks about, the environment where you live also will give you an edge. It's also people you associate with having money will play an impact, location, education, status. Okay, it talks about this book, when Ash and they spoke about unfair advantage concept on each stage. It resonates the way we're expecting at each talk. They have a long attendee. They talk about how being a mentee to become right now a mentor. It's about you finding, what is unfair advantage you got. You know, if you are looking to get entrepreneurship, this book provides practical advice to get you started. It's about your startup, you finding what is really what you got that help you to be where you want to be. You know, finding that, you know, maybe you are very good at talking to customer. You know, one of them talks online. You know, one of them teach, I think Kuba also teach online. Okay, so it's about you finding what's really advantage you got, okay, for you to use that, or for that to work for you. So I thought to share with you this book. You know, it talks about how does a startup become a successful. As the first marketing director of Just Eat UK, the number 3 hire of the senior management team, I have been asked about this question. So he has been asked about this question all the time, what it takes to succeed. You know, the beginning of the theory of startup began to brew on the back of his mind as he moved on from Just Eat and start a few other companies. Okay, so it talk about meritocracy, meaning that those, you know, like people who live in Silicon Valley would love to present itself as progressive meritocratic place, and those talents and hardworking enough inevitable raise reward all the blood and sweat and tear they put in place. But it actually talk about, you know, there's also inequality in the world, so one need to find success in a startup is people developing and use their unfair advantage. So you need to develop and use their unfair advantages. By unfair advantages, we do not mean unethical or illegal advantage. You know, they talk about the unfair advantage means the environment you live, people you are not. Okay, he said being a tall is simple and significant an unfair advantage in basketball. It doesn't matter how hard a short basketball work, they have less of chance of becoming a professional. You see, that doesn't mean that, of course, there are other short professional basketball, but being a tall person give the other person unfair advantage to be professional basketball. This is actually what he's talking about. So you need to find that in you. Okay, also use your outside advantage to be able to progress, to be able to, you know, do a better thing in terms of your business idea. Okay, so I thought to talk to you about this book. Also talk about the business idea is important. We will talk about it, but here is what influential venture capitalist Ellen Bridge founding partners talk about. You see, it talks about when someone wants to start a business. This Ellen Bridge talk about when someone wants to start a business and you want to ask for fund. Hardly investors or people invest in you. Sometimes they will take a long time to invest. They will actually looking at your own person to see what you have done before. Because you're asking someone to give you money, they need to see what you have done before, what you are good at, what you have done before, so that they will have that confidence to give you that money that you are looking for. So Ellen Bridge, Ellen Bob Bridge, he said, when we first meet a company or business seeking investment, we simply judge the people. They simply judge the people. Ideally, we want to assess the team, its tech, any momentum the company has. But since we invest so early, we almost never find all the three. So since when you're a startup, you don't find all the three things, you know, because it's still a new company. So what they actually likewise, you know, what they are looking to is pretty much often only things we have to gauge is the team, the founders. So often what they're looking for is just the founders, because whatever all the three things they're looking for are not there. It's pretty much like if you Dangote, right? People already see what you have produced. If Dangote is out there seeking for fund to start a new company, a lot of people will go with Dangote because he already, he's already an entrepreneur. He's already well known. He's already established. compared to myself or someone else who want to go there and maybe have a business idea that want to ask for fund to start up a business. Okay, people will hardly give you any fund. You know, like myself asking for fund or Dangote asking for fund, people will go with Dangote because is already well established. This is what this book is talking about. It's about you finding unfair advantage, but also it's about you need to start working slowly, utilize the opportunity you got, utilize your environment, utilize what you have. Before you need to create a lot of content. One of these authors was putting a lot of content teaching online before before he became big. You know, so you need to do a lot of things. You need to put a lot of content out there before you expect to be discovered, or before you expect it to be fruitful, or before you expect it to materialize. So this is actually what this book talk about. Now it's also talk about when most startups fail, not because they can't build a product, but because they can't get traction. To get that momentum, growth, and subsequent success in startup, you need to have a strong unfair advantage as your foundation. By knowing, developing, and leverage your unfair advantage, you will work on the right idea, partner with the right co-founder, and develop a strong foundation. Starting a company from scratch, then growing it, one of the hardest things to do. But the right unfair advantage and right mindset, you can be in for short. So you need to, even if you are starting a company, you need to find a right mind. You need to have a right mind. Also think about advantages you got. You know, it's like, you know, starting a company in a city and starting a company in a village. Which one is the advantage? You know, in a city you have a lot of customers out there, but also starting in a village, we also have the advantage because you will not be paying massive rent. But also, what you need to understand is trying to establish your business from the point where growing it from startup, taking it easy, don't think so big initially. You need to start from little, then grow your business. Looking after your customer focus, customer mindset. Also, you know, involving your business towards what your customer like is actually how to succeed. So this book talk about money, intelligence, location, status, and luck. You know, it's pretty much what, you know, you need to find your unfair advantage in order for you to progress. You know, unfair advantage can mean money, intelligent, insightful, location, education, expert. So it's pretty much, you know, you need to look into this. You know, whether you have money with you, intelligent, your location where you are, and education and status. These are the things you need to find within to be able to see if that, you know, and utilize them to be able to become successful in your business career. Okay. So you talk about money is the capital you have, and that can easily raise. Intelligent and insightful, book smart, social and emotional intelligence, as well as creativity. Location and luck is about being in the right place at the right time. Okay. Education and expert is both your formal education, also self-learning, which give you intellectual and technical know-how. Okay. Status is your social status, including your network connection, people you know. It is your personal brand. In other words, how you are perceived. It also includes your inner status, which is your confidence and self-esteem. So this is what this book is all about. This is what the book is telling you, is for you to develop your self-esteem, trying to use your unfair advantage, okay, as your strength. Unfair advantage is not about your strength, which is what often read about business self-help book. The unique things about unfair advantage is that it takes into account your circumstances. So this book will take into account your circumstances, okay, your life and everything, to see the advantage you got that will help you in business. It's a book I bought. I've actually not read the whole of this book. I just bought it today from Amazon. Amazon.co.uk here. So it's a book I'm planning to read, The Unfair Advantage, how you already have what it takes to succeed. I believe in this principle. Even if you are not born rich, but you start doing things slowly, tiny bit, every little things matter. There's a saying here in Tesco, every penny counts. So every things you are doing, but also as far as it's focused on your customer, growing a customer base is very important. It's pretty much like you on Instagram, developing your customer base on Instagram. You can use them, they cannot use they can support you going forward, because they already trust in you. You already developed that community. So this is actually what it's all about. So I thought to show you this book. This Unfair Advantage is a book I bought online from Amazon.co.uk. This book is I'm talking to you right now. It's not I'm not promoting this book. It's something that I'm doing. I bought this book to read it so that I'll be able to see how these individuals, what they have done and what helped them, okay, going forward. Thank you very much and stay blessed.